If our number one fear is public speaking and our number two fear is death, why on earth would someone want to get up in front of a room full of strangers and try and make them laugh? Well, I'm here on the set of Stand Up Australia to talk to a bunch of comedians to find out just what type of person it takes to face our greatest fear.
Now, you're probably looking at me thinking, hey, this guy's all sex and outdoor adventure. Cruel laughter from you.
When did you find out you could be funny?
Probably school, you know. It starts early. You know, class clown.
Some spiders are more prone to homosexuality than others. The daddy long legs.
I realised I was funny when I was a kid because it was the only way I could make attractive women like me. You know, when I was a kid I got red hair and freckles, which is not impressive, but being able to make people laugh, that's good.
Don't touch me, don't. No.
We started out as musicians, or we are musicians, and
Yes.
that was our dream, was to be in rock bands and rock stars.
Oh, waltzing Matilda, she came from St Kilda. Her middle name was Hilda, her daddy was a builder.
People started laughing, you go, oh, that feels good.
That feels good. Instant feedback. Don't have to wait till the end of the song. They're just laughing at you straight away.
They fill up a bit, don't they, do?
So the reason we do it is because we want to perform in front of an audience, and there's that instant gratitude in front of an audience, and it's addictive. When you know you can get laughs from an audience, it's great.
Is it going all right? Will I get some? Come on.
The very first time you do it is the bravest thing you ever do, because you're untried and you're untested.
But if you think about it, half the world is made up of idiots, right? Someone's having them. I'm just owning up to 2.
My first gig so it was 8 years ago. After 3 minutes, they turned the light off, they turned the mic off. I was booed off. I was also spat on.
But I had a real win the first time. I liken it to going to the casino and winning on blackjack, and then all of a sudden you've got a gambling problem. I'm addicted to it in a weird way, but I'm still terrified.
Thank you very much. Sounds like a counselling session.
I reckon the longer you do it, the more that fear starts to creep in. When you're first up there doing it, you don't know that you can't.
It took me a year to come back from it, and I actually think it was a very positive beginning because I learned so much. The next time I performed, I knew a lot about what not to do.
So I've got problems. I'm dyslexic. I'm so dyslexic I have Vujardé. I do. I have Vujardé.
How do you get over that? How do you deal with that?
You've got to get up on stage and convince yourself that you're still funny. That's the only way.
What I'd like you to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is just focus on your undies. Just think about what kind of a day they've had. Clearly a tough day for you, sir.
You just get on stage and then you say all these things, and then the things that get laughs, you remember them, and you say them at another gig with a different audience, and the things that don't get laughs, you never say them ever again.
Right.
And worst case scenario, it's a room full of people that you've never met before saying you're a dickhead. Who cares?
Hey, you want a beer? We've got some cold beer in the esky. You want some? No, you don't want any, do you guys? Because you're camping. And you're using your survival skills.
How do you combat the nerves then?
Someone gave me a great piece of advice. He said, why would you walk slowly over hot coals if you could just run across them? So I don't actually bother getting nervous now until about the last half hour before you go on.
So right now you're getting nervous?
Yeah. Once it's half an hour out, I actually look like I'm like a rabbit in the headlights of a car, and I couldn't introduce you to my brother.
Yeah, I like to have as little routine as possible. I like to get to the show really late and walk straight on stage.
Once you're up there, the fear goes away. It's really weird. The fear is really backstage.
Interestingly, since Peter Powers hypnotised me, he's got this way about him that makes you get really calm and in the zone. And so now I sort of sit and go over my scripts and then sort of just calm down, because I find that if I'm getting really nervous beforehand, it's going to stuff everything up.
We had this gig that we did in London earlier this year, and we went to London, we flew there, we had 3 days waiting for the gig to happen, got on stage for the gig, it was like a 15-minute spot, terrified, and afterwards we just went, oh, bloody hell, that was such a huge build-up. The bigger the build-up to a gig often, the harder it is.
It's a long way to Tipperary, if you're a long way from Tipperary.
Stand-up is kind of, it's supposed to be immediate and spontaneous, so the longer you sit around contemplating what you may or may not say, the worse it's going to get.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, get laughing with the new series of the Comedy Channel's homegrown show, Stand Up Australia. It's on every Saturday night at 10:30 on the